Good afternoon. How are you all doing?
Morning, Bob.
Come August. So, yes, what's happening in everyone's August? Everyone getting into the groove of things, coming through the winter. Winter's been pretty full on. But all right. Well, welcome everybody to the call, and those that are watching the recording. Thank you for coming on the call today. My name is Justin Phillips, if you don't know me, and I am excited about a dream. I have a dream, and that dream is that I can empower people to be their best selves with abundant health and wealth, and I choose to do that through this amazing vehicle of a seer. David and I share that mission. That's beautifully worded. Thank you for David's clever wordsmithing and refinement of our mission. So, look, today we have had a couple of IT challenges, as we seem to be getting quite a lot at the moment, and my apologies for that. But we are going to go ahead anyway, because life is always going to have its challenges, right? So it's how you deal with challenges that really matters. And that's my favorite quote from the amazing Rose Kennedy, who is a mother of global leaders. And that, she was a full-time mum. She never had a career, but her contribution to the world was to produce amazing children to transform the planet, and their offspring continue to transform the planet. And in my opinion, do some of the most important work on the planet right now, which includes court cases against Monsanto and all sorts of funky things that are happening around the planet. So, and the quote is, "It is not the problems we face in life, but how we deal with it that really matters." So today what I want to do is do a bit of a workshop on how the 90-day sprint is going for you, and particularly around how duplication goes, because while the Reach for the Beach is a recruitment activity, and it's really based on recruitment to get yourselves to Bali, and I hope you're all coming to Bali with us, it's also really important as an enroller. What do you do once you enroll people, and how do you start to make sure they get the most out of their product experience, in for that percentage that wants to be a part of sharing your SEER, or at least not have to pay for their product and be positively cash flowed on that? How do we actually set them up for success? And this is an issue that we've had a lot of discussions with amongst the leadership group, and really want to go into that a bit more today and workshop it and see if, and have your contribution as well from the team about what exactly are the challenges that you're finding yourselves discovering with the enrollment process, and then what do you do next? Okay, so in fact we might even take some of this material out of today, and then we discuss and look at putting that into a specific training module itself. So up front, I want to apologize that we don't have the recognition for the highest recruiters, because there is a challenge with the junior reporting of that at the moment. However, we have been on some calls recently, and we have discovered some of the amazing things that are happening and coming out of convention when it comes to Genie and integration of a SEER and the SEER business coach. Super, super exciting. All right, so what do we do when we first, so is that all right if we kind of workshop it a bit? Yep. So what I'd like is for this not to just be a Q&A session, and not to be a lecture or a presentation, but rather a bit of a combination of both, and let's talk about it. So some of the things that I'd certainly consider what I was really in the habit of doing, and the discipline of doing as a part of my DMO, was that every day as I would follow up people in my downline, follow up people I'd either introduced to the product as a customer or even as a business builder. And so some of the things that I would do is obviously call them and have a conversation with them, and do what in those days is Cellular Health Consult. That's now the Wellness Tracker, evolved into the Wellness Tracker, and make sure that you get a baseline for what their experience is now and what their goals are with their health goals and wellness goals, and what is getting in the way. Low energy, could be digestion, skin issues, those sorts of things, right? Now, if you're a Genie Pro user, that is actually automated today. You don't actually have to find the document and email it to them. So they will automatically get a wellness tracker, but it is important to follow them up, make sure they're doing it, so that we can get some sort of gauge on that. Also, as a new customer or as a new associate, they get an email campaign straight away, and that does include the old welcome booklet. The new wellness, the Live Well guide, hasn't been updated on those campaigns yet. That's another stage process with Genie, and we certainly hope that post-convention, a lot of these things will be updated because all the resources will be in doing that. Right now, it's about developing the app. So, but they still get this information. In the wellness booklet, there is a wellness tracker, and you want to have these conversations with them. These are great opportunities to get to know your people and get real about what is it that they're facing in life. Why are they putting the money in their pocket and spending money every single week? They have a problem, and they can see the vision that we have a solution to help them. And that's what all commerce is based on. Problem, solution, people willing to pay for the solution. So it's how you deliver that solution that's really, really important to people. Okay, so you're having that conversation, make sure they do the wellness tracker is really key, and then also that they know how to use the product correctly. Okay, so I would encourage you to think about writing a checklist and actually making sure that you're doing these with all of your people, and come back to it once in a while as well. So check in, they've done a wellness tracker. Checking that they're using the product correctly. They're not putting their ASEA in the OJ and having it with breakfast. And I've heard that happen a number of times. So sometimes people don't hear it the first time that they need to have the ASEA on an empty stomach, or that they can use the Renew 28 under makeup but not over makeup. Things like that. Just getting things in the right order and making sure people are putting it where they need to put it. Always remember that with the Renew 28, incredible product around the neck, the thyroid, the back of the neck, seems to do amazing things for the central nervous system, and the kinesiology and muscle testing that people are doing and demonstrating that very quickly is a really key way to do that. And I'm looking at probably doing some videos around that soon. Okay, so they get their welcome email, that they're getting the emails from ASEA, and they're also getting the emails from the Shine Bright team, from your upline diamond. Because if they're not getting those emails, there's been a problem with the enrollment. Either the tick boxes haven't been ticked, or there's an incorrect email that's been entered into ASEA. And if there's any fault with communication, if you're finding people aren't getting these emails and they have done everything correctly, we need to know immediately. Obviously, we do it with our people, but we want the whole team to be duplicating this process. So day one is welcome, getting the most out of their products, contact details, also for the upline support. So the first email I get from the Shine Bright team is that they get the upline bronze, gold, and diamond. And I really want you to be talking to your people and making sure they put these numbers in their phone, that they feel like it's okay if you're not available as their enroller or their sponsor, that they can reach out to someone else. It's not just like a you and them, it's like a team environment. Remember, team stands for together, everyone achieves more. And the number one anti-aging factor in the world today, the longevity factor, is actually community. Okay, so yes, we've got this great technology, but community gives purpose and belonging, and that's a really key factor. And the way you interact with your new clients, your new customers and associates, that determines how they perceive and feel about the culture of the community. So we really want them to feel welcomed and be a part of it. So day three is making sure that the results tracker, and I'd even print that off, recommend them to print it off, save a PDF copy, put it in a safe place, and ideally for you to have one and for them to have one. You don't want them losing theirs, so that you can have this conversation. And I would suggest that have the appointments for the 90-day trial scheduled in now. So they've already pre-framed that we're really wanting to get them that result. We're going to check that they're getting the result. It's a test and measure process, that we're not just fluffing around making a sale and leaving them for good, that we actually do this on a regular basis. And hey, I'm guilty of mucking this up. I've had good and bad times. I've been doing this, but having that intention and building the muscle of discipline to have that ongoing customer support is really key. So day 5, they actually get the email with the ways to use the Redox Gel booklet. Right? And that's where you start to expand beyond their 1 or 2 or 3 top health goals, and start to remind them they can use this for burns in the kitchen. They can use it for insect bites, things like that. Okay. And then 2 weeks, these are the automatic emails that come out from Genie, that they get, how's your experience going with ASEA? And there's a video tip from David Silverman in there. And it's good for them to see these videos and understand there's this whole library of information to help them achieve what they want. Week 3 is loyalty program and auto ship education. So helping them get why auto ship's so important, that the loyalty points will contribute ongoingly towards a discount towards a product, or a rebate to the product up to 20%. after 10 months if they started at 5 with just a personal pack. And, doing the 90-day trial, that only 50% of people see that positive shift in the first month. So really at least doing month 2 and ideally month 3 to give it the best shot for them to get the benefit and see the result. Week 5 is we visit the wellness tracker again and make sure how they're going after their first month. Are we still using the product correctly? Do we need to adjust dosage? Are they having a detox or an immune response? Helping them understand what happens when their body heals. Helping them understand that, hey, look, sometimes people have bizarre reactions. I've had a few people have like loose bowels. Not many, tiny amount, but a few people have. And because they didn't understand that was a detox, they might just go, oh, I don't want to take it anymore, right? So just helping them understand it's a healing process. Or they might get a rash, or they might get some headaches or tiredness for the first few days, talking them through that process. And remember, the wellness tracker is like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, month 2, and month 3. So these when you're having these scheduled appointments and these scheduled conversations, then you're checking in. And so if any of these objections or challenges come up, these perceived problems, that they're feeling much more comfortable with dealing with them. Okay, so then 7 weeks, frequently asked questions. Especially if people are starting to see some amazing results, people will start thinking about, I know some other people that could really do with this, or can I use this on this, or can I use it with my husband's XYZ or my daughter's XYZ, right? So you want to play around with that and help them really feel like they can get the information they require. Week 8 is the Renew ritual with me. It's a video with me. And it's like just helping them understand this is a thing for life. Like twice a day in the bathroom can seriously impact their health. And it's so easy. The Aussie bloke version, boom, 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 30 seconds and you're done. Week 9 is a steer back to science video. So really helping them understand, okay, starting to get into the detail. If we overwhelm people at the beginning, and some people like the detail at the beginning, but a lot of people don't. They're just looking for their result. We want to feed information in a gradual process. We certainly want them by about that 2nd month to 3 month mark to know that this is founded in science, that this is a solid product, it's a solid company, and there's good reason for them to share it with other people and ideally get them positively cash flowed, right? And the question I often ask people is, who do you know that deserves to know about this technology? Okay, because it's not about like going out there and making heaps of sales, being a pushy salesperson. No one, I think, aspires to be that. But we all, in our human nature, want to help people and help solve other people's problems. And by changing that perception of what you're doing, that this is more around sharing than selling, is a really great way to start building that culture and that duplication in that way. Okay, so how does that sound from an enrollment campaign? That's the associate enrollment campaign rollout, and that follow-up from an enroller's perspective to follow up with people. Is everyone feeling comfortable with that? Is anyone feeling any concerns or objections or challenges with that? Please unmute yourself and let's talk about it. How's everyone going? Is everyone doing it 100% of the time? I can't say I do. All right. But that's why I'm recommitting to my DMO. It's a constant practice. Anya.
I'm not doing that.
How's your duplication going?
Yeah, like
how's your customer retention going?
And I think like part of it was I was waiting for people to tell me what their results were rather than me asking what their results were.
Yeah. Great assumption, hey?
Yeah. Like, I'll let me
great
know
to realise the assumption, not actually a good assumption,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to do that more. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Great realisation. And what I've realised, and Nicole and I've been doing a detox, it's been the middle of winter, and kind of like batten down the hatches a little bit and did a lot of reflection and internalisation. And in the middle of winter is actually a really good time to do that. Sleep more, be more of a hermit, kind of have that internal transformation, the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and then in spring comes out as a butterfly, right? It's that kind of thing. Lost 5 kilos on the detox. Woohoo! So pretty cool in 3.5 weeks. So yeah, it really helped. And then it's like, okay, then getting that energy moving forward to spring, and particularly the build up of the business towards the end of the year is generally always the culture. So now's a really good time to start to implement these different disciplines and ideas. I realized that we kind of got a bit lazy teaching this stuff because it was going out in automatic emails. But who reads all their emails? Right, so the emails support the phone call, or maybe it's, if you can't do phone calls, Zoom is best, right? Screen share with a Zoom. It's the fastest, easiest, most effective way because you can screen share, do all that, and you can all get free Zoom accounts. Secondly would be a phone call. Third would be like a messenger or a text follow-up. But these conversations are the time you build your relationship.
Yeah. Because I had a situation where I had the 3 family members all using it, and that was all fine. But one of them found that it was no good. So then she convinced the other 2 to not use it anymore because she was paying with it with her credit card. They were still happy to pay, but it was a bit of a funny scenario there. So because she convinced them to not use it, they all discussed that it wasn't working. One of them tried to say to me, oh, well, I don't like it when it's cold. I'm like, well, you don't have to have it cold. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can have it at room temperature if you prefer. Like, we all know that. And I was just like, that was just a way of her just getting out of it. But if I'd followed more closely and probably spoken to the individual family members, that would have made a big difference. Yeah. Rather than just getting a bit of a, feedback from the one person. Oh, yeah, no, it's going okay. We'll try it for 3 months. And then after 2 months, I was like, we're not doing this. We're not finding any results. And like one was detoxing and all that kind of stuff. So I was just like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you put so much energy into like introducing people to it, right?
Yep. And explaining what it's going to do and how it's going to help and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
But if you're not having the conversation with them about it, they're probably going to be having a conversation with someone else.
Yeah.
Whether that's conversation with Google, which is worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes if they're having a conversation with YouTube, that can actually be beneficial, but you've got to be careful. Yeah. But ideally, you're the person that's having the conversation with your new enrollees and your new customers, so you can be addressing all these issues. Because like the idea of, I don't like it when it's cold. Okay, well, that's kind of like a get out of jail card. I don't really want to have the conversation. But if they felt like you were really committed to, helping them get what they want, then you can have everything you want. That whole philosophy of service first, provide value first, get paid later, right? Yeah. Putting in the service, putting in the value. Their trust in you extremely increases. Like it just goes through the roof. You become a trusted advisor to your people. And that's what you want. And the leaders that I see are super successful, and some of them on the call right now, that's what they are. Janine is seen as a trusted advisor. Jeanette, they're trusted advisors. I know that the people they bring in to their teams, they'll love their leaders. And that's big on relationship.
Yep. See, one thing and this is just all in my own head, so we'll have to have a call on this, Justin, and talk about this. But I'm worried, like when they start using it, like, I've had a couple of people that have just been preferred customers, which is great. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to build the business, right? So then when I'm kind of talking to them, oh, no, here was tears. Okay, off you go. You got the man out. I'm sorry. So when I'm talking to people and saying, oh, would you like to share it with other people? Then I feel like I'm pressuring them to then do a business, which is not what their intention was. Their intention was to just use the product. So then if I say that to them, then they'll be like, oh no, here we go. She's going to try and make me get into this MLM thing that she's doing. And I think that's just a mindset thing, but I'm trying to work out.
Get clear on that.
Dialogue. Yeah.
Got to get clear on that. First thing with any economy, any value exchange, it's got to be value exchange. And the vast majority of people, particularly in the ASEA company, come in to help them deal with a health challenge. That's the vast, overwhelming majority. Now, the statistics are only about 15% in ASEA. Only about 15% of associates ever enroll a person.
Right.
Like one person, right?
Right.
Now, what I'm seeing, and ASEA Corporate, they interviewed 15,000 people that had been on ASEA and stopped taking it. And 80% said they loved the product. And if they had more money, or when they get more money, they would go back on it.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That means that we've got to help our people One, love the product, understand the value of it, understand the value long term of it, because you can pay now or pay later with your health.
Yeah.
If you destroy your health now, you'll pay later, right? Big money, big time and energy.
Yeah.
Right? Family time, all that sort of stuff. You pay now a little bit and invest in your health and understand like wellness habits and so forth. You actually save money in the long run and have much higher quality of life. And who doesn't want that? Everyone wants that.
Yeah.
But they may not realize it unless you have the conversations with them. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's more around that 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, before you're really starting to go, well, look, check out the science on this. Check out what it's doing for other people. Start to engage them in conversation and testimonials in the Renew with Redox. Because if you're having these regular conversations, guarantee it, they're going to say, oh, my such and such, husband, daughter, son, friend, has got these issues. Could that help them too?
Yeah.
It invariably comes up. You don't have to raise the idea. Most of the time, they're already thinking of people they want to help. So that's not the problem. The problem is helping them feel confident that what they're doing is adding value to people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's getting that dialogue going. Yeah.
And I think the challenge is, I think the area to do that in is be a professional with helping them use the product and get the value out of that. Yeah. You nail that, they're going to trust you in everything else.
Yeah. I have had a couple of people say as well, Paul's dad, for example, he's using the gel for his arthritis and stuff in his hands, and we've got some friends that are really, really unwell, and I could see it working, and he said, oh no, I don't want to refer it to them because then they'll be mad at me if they try it and they spend money on it and it doesn't work.
Yep, sure.
That's quite a different and specific.
And these different objections are a part of building a skill in the business. That's kind of like, I get an objection a lot from people saying, I want to see it get results for me before I share it with other people.
Yes.
And one of the ways I deal with that is I say, well, look, the science is there. Do you think the pharmacist has tried every drug in the pharmacy before he is willing to fill an order for someone? Pharmacist hasn't tried every drug in the pharmacy, right?
Yeah.
But he understands the science is there.
Yeah.
Well, same with the seer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you find the words that help you. And it's only through having these conversations on a regular basis that you start to say things and you go, wow, that sounded really good. I'll do that again. And you nail these conversations, you nail these questions and objections. Yeah. So thank you very much for sharing, Anya. Really appreciate that. Anyone else? David,
Can I just add on to what Anya was just saying then? We've got a young lady up in Townsville who's on fire at the moment, Amy. And she's done 2 enrollments last week, and they're people that have just come out of lives, and it's just activities she's been doing. And her next door neighbour had some issues, but she was not wanting to talk with her in her head because it would ruin their relationship because of network marketing, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, because of all the excitement she just mentioned, anyway, the lady's thrilled and she's coming over to have a look at it. But she hadn't talked to her because she had this story in her head about what the outcome was. Yeah. And we're just finding that all over the place now. Very exciting when you move through that, and then suddenly they've got all these other people that they start talking to that have been there the whole time, but because someone else near you is excited, then they jump on and it just spirals out.
That's great. And it's interesting what you said about headspace, right? You change your headspace, and generally the people that are in your team, it helps change their headspace too. It's like leading thinking, like really successful people, whether it's in this business or other businesses, regardless, they don't sell a product. They sell a vision. Apple's one of the all-time global success stories with developing products that are easy to use and give freedom to people and have good functionality, right? Because there's a whole lot of other Android products and stuff that actually have more functionality than iPhones, but iPhones are far more popular because they're easy to use. Right, but the vision of Apple is to help everyone live their ideal lifestyle, give them freedom. So it's like, what vision are you sharing with your people? You got to know what's important to them to help them see a vision for themselves. Yes, you can kind of help them, inspire them with your vision and where you're going, but that's secondary because first you need to help them see their vision for themselves. What would life be like if that knee didn't hurt anymore? What would life be like if you had fertility and you had a child now? You were able to start a family because you tried this product for 3 to 6 months. Amazing changes in people's lives. But you can only get into that vision if you have the conversation with them and you know what they really want. So, and then it's like this whole follow-up process, right? So that's like really about customer side of things. And then we have absolutely a percentage of people that either use the product and have a quick response and go, wow, I know all these people that I want to share this with, or people that, like we've had one recently, 4 years in the business, loves the product, tried a heap of different products from different companies, come back and went, I want to build this one. Great. What do you do then? How, as an enroller, how do you nurture and help them get that duplication? Because this is a really key thing. You can share the product with people and help people's health challenges and build an active business, just like selling any other product. But that is not going to give you time, money, and freedom, abundance and prosperity, right? That's active income. Passive income starts when you've developed this relationship and you get paid for the work that you did years ago, and it just keeps coming in, right? They're either a preferred customer or they're an associate on auto ship, bang, 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 and this starts to get passive. And, some of them start to share a little bit as well, and you get this passive income coming. But the real free, and that's beautiful, right? That's real. When you start to get into the executive ranks, or, you're really solid director 700 and you're just getting this check every week, it's like, hey, this is freaking awesome, right? I don't have to put my hand in my pocket to pay for the product all the time. But what about when you do get in those executive ranks and you see other like director 300 start to bloom and blossom, and director 700s blossom, and hey, we've got a new silver in the team this week. Peter Reed, congratulations, fantastic stuff. I had a gold a couple of weeks ago. It's amazing. And that's residual income. And that's where you want to get to the diamond level, because you've got these other leaders popping. They've seen their own vision. They've built the skills and the follow-up and built their teams of passive income. And that's residual income. And that's freedom. And it only happens by learning these basic skills of duplication and leverage. So it's like learning to be a good recruiter, yes, when you start to get the active income. Then it's about learning to be a good sponsor and getting duplication and leverage. So when people say, hey, they're interested in the bit, and obviously one of the couple of things I missed with the duplication for customers is also Renew with Redox Facebook group, right? Absolutely critical. Remind them about Tuesday nights, Redox Talks, check it out. Watch the recordings or come on a live one. When there's a live event, people in homes and live events, I always invite people that are already on the product, and they may never have said they want to do the business, and that's okay. But helping them be in a room or a live event where they hear other people's testimonials hugely increases their belief, hugely increases their engagement. I want to keep doing this. And sometimes they go, wow, I can do it if they can do it. I want to build a business too. So when a person does say they want to share this with people, they'd like to, hey, can I not pay for this product? Great. What do we do then? Well, we also add them to the Facebook group, Shine Bright Team. They start to get more business information. We want to get them to sign up to the Shine Bright Team website. So they get that weekly roundup email. What's going on? What events are on? These are all the ways you can invite people to. You want to help them go back to those initial emails or screen share with them, go into Genie and start the campaign, how to share the product, the share guide, the share campaign, where they get a copy of the share guide. And they start to see, there's this training that can come up, there's automation that happens as well. Okay, and then check in with them and help them do their why. That's critical. And I love, Daniel, I listened to the Fraser Brooks Zoom, but in the Inner Circle, one of the early ones, where you shared one of the exercises was in the Whoop, really get into the wish. What is your wish? And the challenge that many people have with declaring their wish. Right, so you as a personal sponsor or upline, you nurture their dreams, right? And how are we all going in the 90-day challenge with declaring our goals and our wish and our why with not just our accountability group, but with our family and our friends, in our teams. Like, how are we going with that? Has everyone done lots of that? Or as people tend to keep it to themselves, right? It's easy to keep it to yourself. But declaration and sharing that vision, that why, is really, really key. So nurture your person's why. Super important, right? And then obviously the goals. It's a business, so nuts and bolts. Taking responsibility of understanding how this business works. Take them through the goals, like the income goals. Why? How do people share? What are the tools? If a person's interested in doing the business, they really should be on every Tuesday night. And they really need to be coming on training calls every Monday at the moment. Every team training on the Monday nights. We've got a team training tonight. And I've had to relearn some of the language that I used to use and I've forgotten about, which is around reminding people, see you in the next Zoom, see you at the next event. Always have that, leading them to what's the next thing, where they can feel that sense of belonging in community. They can feel empowered learning skills and they're a part of something greater than themselves to get them to their why. Did anyone have any comments or concerns, questions, want to share contributions around that and how they bring on business builders and particularly when you've seen a person go to an event or do a training call or do a welcome to the team call, right? That's really critical. When a person says, I'm interested in the business, once you have some conversation around their why, their goals, introduce them to the upline. And the bigger their dream, the bigger their ambition, qualify them to speak to higher and higher levels in the upline, right? If I have someone that wants to earn 50 grand a year, I'm going to introduce them to people that are earning 50 grand a year. If I have someone that's got a 6-figure a year income, or they have the dream of a 6-figure a year income, I'm going to introduce them to people that have 6-figure and multiple 6-figure incomes. So anyone's got any thoughts about that, and duplication and bringing on new business builders?
Hey, Justin, it's Jules here.
Hey, Jules.
I'm just in the car, so I'm not showing my face.
We can hear you well, though. You sound good.
Oh, great. I just wanted to really say about the importance of introducing people. I just signed up someone last week. Actually, Janine did it for me because I had introduced this lady to Janine, and I was actually on holiday creating my ideal day.
Yeah.
And everyone knows. Everyone knows that knows me knows my ideal day. So I really put it out there about my why and my vision. So that's really important as well. So I really and thank you 4 years ago when you actually got me my why, my big why. But I just really think being able to introduce to your upline or a mentor or somebody in the business, and as well as actually creating team, it also helps you if you're away or if you want them to do something and they know somebody else. It's just really it's very helpful. Yeah, so they have a few contacts now, and it's just being able to use those contacts. So I just wanted to really point that out. So good to you.
Awesome share, Jules. Awesome share. So she's away on holidays because she'd done the welcome to the team call. Her upline was able to actually do the enrollment. So that person was introduced to the upline before they were even enrolled, which is totally fine. That's great. So yeah, beautiful. Anyone else like to contribute or share around that and that whole duplication of when a person is interested in doing the business and how to nurture those newbies, people newly interested in the business? It's a very fragile time. It's a very important time to focus on them.
Justin, it's Janine here.
Amazing, Janine.
Hey. So I remember when I was at convention, it might have been 3 years ago, and Karen Riley from the stage said, those who do the most 3 ways wins. And, and I really took that on, when I got back from convention. I thought, well, if that's what all the leaders and the winners are doing, why not? It's such and we sort of were doing it anyway, because that's the culture that you and Nicole have fostered. But even when just somebody joins up to use the product, I highly recommend you do a 5-minute 3-way to introduce them to your mentor or, your sponsor. Because it's interesting, just through that introduction, you learn things that maybe you haven't covered off with that person. There's a lot of learning in that intro. And also people get to know that, you know, they're part of a community, and that alters the listening of the person you've sponsored, because when you do some edification, the edification transfers. So for example, when somebody introduces me to their new associate and they edify me, what's really interesting in edification, the edification transfers back to the person who sponsored them, and all of a sudden they see this person in a whole different light. I mean, this is gold in your business. And I'm going to say there are still people in my organization who don't do it. I get a text from Jeannie to say, oh, so and so sponsored someone, and you know, a few days go by, and then I text him like, I'd love to meet your, you know, the person you've sponsored. So I use their name. I'd love to meet Jamie, or I'd love to meet Cheryl. And I just, you know, I keep fostering this. And, you know, there's still a lot of room for improvement. But what I want to say, Justin, everything you just covered off from the moment you started this session was absolute gold. And I'm glad there's a recording of this, because everybody, I would suggest all of us, we need to listen to it. I couldn't have added in any more except to acknowledge how powerful that information is. And I tell you what, if you're not using Renew with Redox, like, start embracing that. And the first thing that I always say to my associates, let people know what's in it for them to be in that group. It's not about you, it's about what's in it for them. And what's in it for them is they get to understand the power of the product, they learn about it. And getting back to Anya, your concerns, people automatically start to think, oh my God, my mum's got that condition. This would be good for her. Let the Renew with Redox do the work for you. It's the best tool. I'm going to say it's the #1 tool in our business. And yeah, get people in there, and you know, you might want to tag them in a couple of things that are pertinent to them, but not too much, because you want them to scroll through and learn and discover for themselves what other amazing miracles are happening with these molecules. Good on you, Justin. And I think we'll come up with a checklist for people as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you so much, Janine. Well said, and really well said. And thank you for that extra bit about the 3-way calls. That's right. Those that do the most 3-way calls win. Absolutely. And Janine's had a fantastic career with ASEA. So Sally, and both of them were communicating with us nearly every day. I think every day in their first year, every single day. Okay. Now, there wasn't always a phone call, wasn't always a Zoom. Sometimes just a quick text or a chat just to check in. That's fine. But it's that communication back and forth, you know, upline and downline. And I loved what Janine shared then is about the notifications we get from Genie, right? When you're Genie Pro user, you get notifications on your phone, text messages when people enroll people. And I hadn't actually thought about that in the checklist, Janine. That's a great point. If you get a notification and say, you know, someone's enrolled someone, and they don't reach out to you and say, hey, I want to arrange time to introduce you to my new person, then yeah, follow them up. Teach the downline to do the 3-way phone call. So I think I'm going to start a new practice from that. I get a notification from someone, enroll someone, I'm going to set it in my diary for 3 or 4 days' time. Hey, and I'm going to be contacting the enroller, not the new person, the enroller, say, hey, let's set up a 3-way call and teach them how to do the 3-way call or a 3-way Zoom, how to do edification, how to introduce someone. You know, it's a wonderful process, and it really is the glue that holds a team together. And it's that team that's going to build that passive residual income and really help a lot more people have the molecules.
I just want to share one more observation that I've made, Justin, is when you have a look at who's on, I've gone into low power mode. When you have a look at who's on the Tuesday night, for example, Renew with Redox, who's on there? Mm-hmm. It's the successful people. They're on there, right? So don't wait to be successful to get on and pull success towards you. Like, be on there, like, oh, all the successful people and the leaders, they're on, and without fail, I see them on there. So be on there, be one of those, and you'll start to do and take the actions that you need to be taking to actually arrive, if you like.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Janine. Absolutely. You got to be the leader. The day you enroll and decide to share this with people is the day you start building your team culture. And is that, what do you want that to be? Is that an inclusive culture, and a nurturing culture, or is it like, well, you can just find your own way, So, and thanks, Bob, for sharing. Like, not everyone's got an active upline. So I feel it's interesting having a child. I've always felt very responsible for the team, but the parental, the maternal, and the feeling of being a parent, that's how I feel towards the Shine Bright team. And that's what I want to encourage you all to, like, these are your people. This is your family, your tribe, your redox molecule people. And so just nurturing all of them, whether they're like your direct downline or not, you just got to make sure that they're okay and that they're on track and they've got what they need, and help remind them of their dreams and their goals and the skills they need to learn. And don't be so afraid to hold them accountable. Set up the agreement to help them get what they want. And that's definitely a mistake that I made. I was not upfront enough in holding people accountable. People told me stuff, and I didn't ask the question, hey, life has ups and downs. If you have some challenges and you're not doing what you need to do in order to achieve that, can we have a conversation about that? Can we have an accountability conversation about that? What do you want me to say to you, or what question do you want me to ask you to see how you're going with that? So now I'm sharing with my team members and with my accountability group and my, a lot of the leaders that are around my inner circle. If I'm not doing what I need to do, please ask me, Justin, are your actions aligned with your outcomes, with your why? Because that changes my mindset, helps me get back on track. I desire accountability. I crave it. And that's leadership, right? I think everyone wants to be inspired by leadership. There's truth in that. The 5 people you hang around the most, it rubs off. So, yeah. All right. So there's a lot of amazing things that we've talked about today. Thank you, Jen Jeanette. Edification is absolutely important. And yes, you are gold executives. You are amazing gold executives. And it's very significant. And yeah, it doesn't matter what level you are. As soon as you start breaking ranks, that's significant. If 15% of all of us see hundreds of thousands of people in the world, if only 15% share it with one, that means a director is a big deal. But director 700 consistent is a really big deal, because that's positively cash flowed well and truly. And once you go executive level, it's like, hey, baby, you are a leader in the world of network marketing. And that's really to be commended. So enjoy that. Pat yourselves on the back for the work that you've done, and be grateful for the person you're living into in the future. And, we can do this. I have my days where, I struggle sometimes. A few weeks ago, I was not in a good headspace, and maybe that was a part of the detox and all that sort of stuff. Negative emotions coming out, freaking out. Oh my God, can I keep up? Sometimes you need to get back to the basics, remind yourself of your why, remind yourself of the skills, get organized. Organization is really, really key. Nikki and I were talking today. Okay, so who's the people that we need to help at the moment? Boom, 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 boom. Let's write them down. Got a whiteboard back there. That's my task this afternoon. Jot all the people that need the nurture and help, and they deserve it, because they're putting the energy into it. So just be organized in your business and keep moving forward. And we'll put these checklists up in the Shine Bright team, and we might even look at to Nicole's horror, looking at some sort of document to make it more official in the Shine Bright team website as well. But I think these are really, really important. So, yeah, fantastic. I think the why is critical to your own clarity. Absolutely. Keep coming back to it. I just feel so blessed. Jeanette, please contribute.
Just instead of writing, I just will speak.
Yeah.
Originally, we used to use that wonderful checklist that was in the Shine Bright on the Shine Bright team website, and it only needs a couple of little alterations to make it really viable and useful again. And I mean, I'd be happy to contribute in helping Nicole with that. But I just think that little checklist with the correct information now on it would be an absolutely great thing to hand out, or to go through. I think it would be a collaborative effort to go through with someone you've enrolled who's speaking about, well, what should I do if I want to share this? Because it's got it all there. It's as clear as day. Is
that the one that was on the back of the Cellular Health Consult? And then there's another one on the back of the Share Guide?
Well, it sits alone. It used to sit alone on the website.
Okay.
Well, I've got it here on my desktop.
Oh,
and
great.
I used to share it with
check that with you. Yeah, that's right. And Janine and I've been working on that, and yeah, we'll put it out for feedback. Absolutely, love your contribution for that. And it's a double-edged sword when things are automated, and you kind of think, oh, that's taken care of. Jeannie's sending those emails out, but it's like, hang on, it's Jeannie, the emails and the automation is supposed to support the active participation of it.
But it's just a good little. It's a bit out of date, but it's just a good little checklist to have beside you. Oh yeah, have I done that? Have I done that?
Yeah.
Am I doing that? No point in going through it with someone if you're not doing it. So it's the way to go. Oh my God, as a sponsor, am I doing that? Yeah. Have I gone through this with my new people? And it's just a way of opening communication and keeping that whole flow going. I think.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, I'd love it if you could send that to me just to make sure we're on the same page. And yeah, absolutely. Okay. We'll put it in the Shine Bright team, and we'll update it, and we'll pop it in the Shine Bright team.
It doesn't need much.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Awesome. Well, look, anyone else got anything they're struggling with in this 90-day sprint and Reach for the Beach, and anything else they'd like to contribute, or questions, concerns?
Can I just tack something onto what Jadine was saying before, just something that happened this morning, which is really illustrative. We're talking about the Facebook group. I went to a Back to Capella reunion in my old hometown, and there was a few oldies there, basically. And I was talking to some people there, and they were really keen for me to come down and have a cuppa with them. In the meantime, I popped them into the Facebook group, and I was getting ready to call her up this week and book in a time. She rang me this morning and said, can you come down? I've got these dates. My neighbour's got blah, 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 blah. Do you charge for this? Can you come and see me? It's just amazing what I'm reading in this group. So now I've booked a presentation. Then I've grabbed another associate who lives very close, who's struggling and become a little inactive. She's using the product. She's bringing some people to it. So suddenly I've got this presentation happening, and it's all because we're grabbing the tools and we're in flow. It's just such a difference because the people are asking you rather than you trying to drag them along.
Yeah. And that makes the whole process more fun. Yeah, it's like when you get enough action happening, it's like it starts to get synergy and people come out of the woodwork and they're looking for your help. So thanks, David. Great work, mate. You're awesome. Well done, everyone. Keep up the great work. And thank you for coming on the call today. We've got a team training call this evening. Any other big announcements, Nikki, we need to be aware of?
Not that I can think of. Just the VIA buy two, get one free. I'll go through that. We've got to do some lives. We've got to schedule them out this afternoon. So we're going to do a lot of lives into Renew with Redox about VIA and the ingredients and the benefits this month. So that
how good is that special, everyone? Yeah. It's amazing. Like, that's a 33% discount. You know, we have that from ASEA like once every 2 years. Don't miss it. It's amazing.
There is a flyer in the back office too, and there is 50 LRP, loyalty reward points too.
That's right. Yeah, if you buy 2 plus 1, buy 2 get one free of all 3 products. 50 loyalty rewards points, which go into your back office on the 10th of September. So that's next week. But the special is only available until the end of August. So if you buy 9, that's like 3 months supply, right? That's pretty good. If you buy 4 lots of 9, that's a year's supply at 33% discount on, in my opinion, the best nutrition in the world. That's amazing. So don't miss it. get into it, and take advantage of the special. Great work. Thanks for reminding me, Nikki. And look out for the lives in there as well and the education around it.
So if there's anything particular you want us to do a live on, just message me and I'll put it on the list, because we're going to try and do one every weekday about like different ingredients and benefits and things like that. So what's really good about the products.
Yeah, and always feel free to do that. Reach out to us about the topics and the challenges, and if your downline raise things you hadn't considered, that's an area that we need more education in, then let us know. That's what we need. We need that feedback, and we can rise to the challenge. Provide solutions to people's problems. Should we wrap it up? Anyone else? Thanks for joining us, Jarrett, all the way from the US of A. You're doing great, guns, at the moment. Okay, well, have a fantastic day. Make it a great day, in the words of Tyler Norton. And we look forward to seeing you on the next Zoom, probably tonight. And that's a general team training tonight at 7:30 at redoxtalks.com. So reach out to your peeps, get them along, and be a part of the community, be part of the movement. We're here to change the planet. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.